never wanted to move into that house. Something about it felt off from the moment we arrived. But my parents were thrilled. A bigger home, a quiet neighborhood, a fresh start. And for the first few days, everything seemed fine. Until the whispers began. The first night, I heard them faintly, barely more than a breeze rustling through the vents. Soft, distant voice. I told myself it was just my imagination. Old Huses Krieg, right? But the next night, they grew louder. At 2:14 a.m., I woke up suddenly, my skin crawling. The air felt thick, heavy, like something unseen was pressing down on me. I held my breath and listened. A voice. A whisper. It came from the basement. I sat up, my heart pounding, straining to hear. Come down. The words were barely audible, slithering through the air like a hiss. My body froze. The basement was locked. My parents hadn't even taken the boxes down yet, but I knew I wasn't imagining it. The next morning, I told my dad. He laughed it off. Old pipes. You'll get used to it. I didn't. Every night, the whispers came back. Some nights, they were urgent, pleading. Other nights, they mocked me, giggling in the dark. And then one night, I heard my own name. Daniel. My stomach dropped. Mein Name. Mein Name. I threw the covers over my head and refused to move. But it got worse. The next night, the basement door opened on its own. I heard it from my room, a slow, deliberate Krieg. I clutched my blankets, too scared to move. And then, the whisper changed. Wie sehe you? That was the breaking point. I begged my mom to check the basement. She was annoyed, but agreed. With a flashlight in hand, she pulled open the heavy wooden door and flicked the light switch. Nothing. Just boxes and dust. I didn't believe it. So that night, I waited. I sat in my bed, wide-eyed, staring at my door. And at exactly 2:14 a.m., I heard it. Come down, Daniel. I couldn't take it anymore. I grabbed my phone and crept to the basement door, my fingers trembling. It was open. My parents were asleep. I should have turned back. But something inside compelled me to step forward. The air in the basement was freezing. My breed fogged in front of him as I stepped onto the cold cement floor. The whispers stopped. Complete silence. I swallowed hard, lifting my phone's flashlight. The boxes were moved, pushed aside, leaving a path down the middle of the room. At the end of that path was something new. A trapdoor. It wasn't there before. My entire body screamed at me to run, but I stepped closer. Something knocked from beneath the trapdoor. Then the whisper returned. Help us. I stumbled back, gasping. This wasn't my imagination. Tere was someting, someone, belose basemang. I ran upstairs, checking my parents' avake. My dad, frustrated, finally agreed to check. When we opened the trapdoor, the stench hit us first. Something foul, rotten. My dad gagged. I held my breath and shined my flashlight inside. The hole was deep, dug into the earth, and at the bottom, bones. Human bones. The police arrived within the hour. They dug up 3 bodies. A missing family from 20 years ago. The previous owner, he vanished. No trace. But Zevispas. Zevispas never left. That night, I didn't sleep. The house was surrounded by flashing police lights. My parents were downstairs, talking to the officers, but I knew the truth. The whispers were never the pipes. Isat avake, my body trembling. 10 at 2:14 nachts. The voice came on last time. Thank you, Daniel. And just like that, they were gone. We moved out the next morning. But sometimes, late at night, I still hear whispers, as if the spirits followed me. I don't answer, and I never go near basements again.